What is happening, y'all? Cowboy here, and today we start one of the greatest RPGs ever made, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Now, truth be told, I've played this before on the channel. Back in 2013, I want to say it was a stream I did of the Dark Arisen content, the Bitter Black Isle, and then after that I'd planned on doing a New Game Plus run, but found that, despite playing through the game for a New Game Plus run, trying to go through the game on New Game Plus when you're already leveled up and geared and everything, it was exceptionally boring, and the run ended up getting dropped, and I never did a full series of it on the channel. So here we are 7 years later, slow time for releases, and it's time to actually jump in and knock it out. Just have to let this banger play for a second. Definitely one of the most hype openings ever for any game. Anyway, let's jump on in. We're going to be doing a fresh run of the game, going through the full story, all the DLC. Show you guys what made this game as legendary as it is. Just to set some expectations, we're probably going to drop back down to episodes that are closer to 30 minutes. I found that doing hour-long recordings tend to make me grumpy, which is odd, because I'll stream for 3 hours, and, I'll be fine. But just singular hour recordings just, I don't know, make me grouchy. So anyway, we gotta put on our lantern here. There's quite a few things unique about Dragon's Dogma that I think a lot of RPGs kind of took and innovated off of. One of the first being light. There's a big emphasis between night and day in this game. During nighttime, it's incredibly dark, and you basically need a lantern or you're not going to see and you're probably going to die. So we started to see that in things like Breath of the Wild. A big emphasis around holding or climbing onto monsters, which even now, I can't think of any other RPGs at the top of my head that allow you to grapple onto monsters and ride them while attacking them. Then the pawn system, which got some mixed reviews, but I'm a big fan of it. So the start of the game is essentially like a big tutorial. This is the default Arisen, so you play as him first. But the idea is we're going to make a character, and then we're going to make a pawn. And pawns are basically NPCs that have been created by other characters. And you have a party that's you and 3 pawns, and you go on your adventure. So, pretty interesting game. You can order your pawns to do stuff, to get into fights. You have, as you can see, I have different abilities. I have 3 abilities dedicated to my shield, and then 3 abilities that are dedicated to the sword. And using abilities called stamina, along with just you can do regular basic attacks. Grab one like this guy. Holding them down, and they'll shoot him and stuff. Is this, this one might be dead already. Am I just holding a dead one?
Now, strike!
He's hanging onto a corpse. We're just gonna kind of blitz through the tutorial section here, get to where we actually make our character and all that. In terms of what we're going to be playing as, my game plan is fighter up to 10 and then swap to assassin. Going to do assassin for as long as I'm having fun with it, and then if I get bored I'll switch over and I'll do Mystic Knight. In previous playthroughs of the game I've dabbled in assassin a little bit, but mainly played as a strider, ranger, and then magic archer. A fair amount of sorcerer and mage stuff as well, because I needed that before I could go fully into Magic Knight. Yeah, but there's quite a few interesting things about this game. You have abilities that'll give you iframes when you attack, being able to jump and mount and clamber up monsters. A combination between being able to dynamically switch the type of class you're playing throughout the game. So you have your 3 base classes. You have fighter, strider, and mage. Strider is basically a rogue. Fighter is like your warrior, sword and shield. And then you have advanced versions of each, which are ranger, which is more dedicated to a bow. Sorcerer, which is way more offensive magic. The mage has and then warrior, which is two-handed. Basically, you play as guts. And then there's hybrid vocations. So you have assassin, which is a hybrid between a warrior and a strider. You have magic archer, which, as you can guess, is a combo of the strider and the mage. And then you have mystic knight, which is a mage slash warrior. So some good class variety. You can freely swap between classes back at the main town. Each class has its own abilities and own passives, and depending on what you're leveling up with, typically determines your stats and all that. So there's a lot going on in this game. It's pretty damn in-depth. I think playing assassin will be fun because, I mean, climbing up on top of monsters, I think, is one of the most memorable parts of this game. And assassin is a class that excels at it, so should make for a fun playthrough. And then, like I said, chance we might mess around with Mystic Knight, since I haven't done that before. Good old chimeras. Oh no, we got poisoned. Cure us. You gotta put me to sleep. Oh, can I? There we go. Come on, wake up. There we go. Get rid of the snake. Bad snake. The fact that it killed one of my pawns already, Jesus. Playing on normal, just feeling like some hard mode stuff. What do we do? 8. There we go. Snake's dead. Kill the goat. So you can dodge roll with certain classes. Not every class has it. Right now I'm playing as a fighter. Fighter doesn't. But you get an assassin, I think strider, and maybe ranger. Just trying iframe the roar. But yeah, I mean, being this made by Capcom, those of you that play Monster Hunter, I'm sure you'll see some similarities between some of the animations and whatnot. It's almost a good way to describe this. It's like Monster Hunter meets Western action RPG. If you're playing as a Strider, at least.
Now choose, flee, or step forth. Take hold of what lies beyond. Claim mastery over the eternal ring.
Right, and now we get into the real Arisen. Play as. To watch a badass dragon cutscene. Now we make our character. So I'm gonna just go through this pretty quickly here. Name him Cowboy. And then name him, I know Cowboy isn't in this list. Let's go, there we go, Billy. So one of the interesting things about this game is height and weight actually has a big impact on your character. And yes, that's supposed to be Guts. Back in the original, you could get Guts or Griffith's armor in the game, like the legit armor from the Band of the Hawk arc of Berserk. But we'll go with this. We're gonna go with the default. We'll change it up some. Do this one. I'd already gone through and like made a character real fast, so I have an idea of where I'm going. Was it? I'm gonna do that one. We're gonna give him a beard. The beards in this game are ass. Like either you look like Gandalf or you have that. There's one alternative, like full face one, which is this, which basically looks the same. Like I can't even really tell much of a difference. I guess this one's pointier. It's more defined, maybe. Yeah, let's do the groomed one. This one. And then we're gonna just give him eyes. Give him the hair. Stature. We're gonna make him a bit taller. Like right there is good. Make him a little bit thicker. No, maybe not. Thick looks weird. It's like almost a beer gut, but not. Add some muscles to him. Gotta change his face. He has a dumb face. Oof. We've seen better days. Just change the face shape. I think it's the cheeks. He has really high cheeks right now, and it looks weird. It's a little bit closer to my cheeks. Maybe not. I don't know, man. His face is all, like his face looks so long with all of these faces. Maybe it's just beards, or let me try a different beard. Let me see if that'll help. You go for like a lighter beard. God, the beards are so bad. I just want like a full beard that's not like homeless looking. Should have looked for a better beard mod. Alright, that looks pretty close. Still got these high ass cheekbones. Body looks fine. Last chance for beard adjustments. Let's see how they look with the bigger face. Yeah, it makes him look like he has like a pouty. It's pouting. I don't know. This one doesn't give the same pouty look. Maybe we just go with that.
Steel yourself for combat. Steel yourself for combat.
There's a. Can I go back and select the voice again? Oh, his stance. That's right. We gotta change his stance up. All right, that's good. That is our guy. God, I just noticed we're already at like 20 minutes in. But at the very least, we'll be able to get through the whole full opening. There's a lot of cutscenes, and truth be told, first couple episodes of this is going to seem somewhat slow. Until you get to the capital, the adventure doesn't really open up that much. But that's like the first, I don't know, 2-3 hours of gameplay. First 2 hours is probably accurate, because you got to go through the character creation, tutorial, the cutscenes, all that stuff.
Hear ye! The prophets have spoken, friends. The dragon's return is nigh. Join the honourable Duke's ranks and help us be rid of the fell beast. The day's come to lay down rod and reel and take up the sword.
It's the dragon!
Get to the wall!
For your lives, go!
Pick up fire!
It's up to me. I'm the only one who can beat this dragon. Like this thing just lands, starts immediately cooking people. I'm gonna beat your ass. Come here. Climb up, I'm gonna stab it in the eye. Oh, or it'll just hit me once. Now, typically there's a much longer cutscene here, but for whatever reason, after uploading this, I've discovered that Capcom's Japan channel is copyright claiming every cutscene in Dragon's Dogma, basically. So, went back in after the fact, cut out the cutscene. There's another one in this episode I'm going to cut out, and then I'm going to cut out some in the second episode as well. But I'm just giving y'all a heads up why it's kind of sporadic there.
Help me! He's still alive!
My chest is talking to me.
Take up arms, newly arisen.
It's like I gotta grab one of these rusty ass weapons and start an adventure. I can feel it in my bones. Before you can win your heart back from the dragon, you'll need to prepare. Okay. So, as I mentioned, we're going to be starting with Fighter. If it's your first time ever playing the game, Strider is actually a lot of fun. Because daggers shred stuff climbing all over them, and we're going to be going into a hybrid of that. But Fighter will let me get a little bit extra health those first 10 levels, which will help out because Assassin is pretty squishy. Beating foes and completing quests earns you experience. Each level raises all your attributes. Blah, 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 blah. That. It's good to heal with. I don't think there's anything else here. I'll take the pie. So I do have a couple of mods on. I think I had mentioned them up until now, but a link to them are in the description. Basically, I'm running something that's just called the Great Mod Compilation. So it, carry weight in this game was ass. It removes that. It makes it so it doesn't cost stamina to sprint, so you can actually travel the world as opposed to being out of stamina every 30 seconds. Couple texture overhauls.
You should be abed. I'm worried for you, cuz.
She's not actually our cousin. She just calls us that. There was one that actually changes up stat growth for hybrid classes, which could be OP, but I'm going to play with it anyway because it'll allow me to play as assassin. And then if I want to switch over and play as a Mystic Knight, I'll be able to without having potato stats. One that actually gives you some RC crystals, so you're able to get pawns without that person being on your friends list. There's a bunch of mods in it, but anyway, like I said, link is in the description. And just gonna go around and get a couple items. Here it's. Been quite a while since I played. I remember there's like a couple things right here in the town you can do.
I'd craft dressings for the wounded, cause I need a favor. I need more of the one you see there. The more you can find.
Additional quests. People with red icons have information. Tip to your priority quest. Blah blah blah. Do I have the flowers?
Tis the end.
Even know what kind of flowers she wants.
The wounded need medicine. I ask.
I don't even know where the flowers are. I think they're like right at the gate. I'm pretty sure purchase equipment or useful items. Merchant. Let's see. Sunbright and Moonglow for her poultice. Gather some Sunbright and bring them to her.
I hear Benita has you picking flowers for her. The monsters grow bolder by night. I do not fancy the thought of you going off on your own, but I trust in your judgment. If you come by the inn, you can always rest until the hour you wish. What can I do you for? Take care now.
Your affinity with people by giving them items or completing tasks. Gotta steal everything. All right, and not every one of these I can do right now. Some of them I can, but I'm just gonna pick them up anyway. Right now, I could probably do the rabbits. That's about it. Without getting my ass beat.
Oh, hello.
Remember where it was. I remember there being like a chest that you can get to between houses somewhere. Trying to find that before we wrap up this episode. I know it's like up here somewhere in this area. This is the part down. I think if I remember, I want to say that chest has like some better starting equipment. I don't remember where it's at. I just know it's like on the rooftops between houses, basically. It's a bag of gold or something.
Where do the curing flowers? Have you had a look by the shore? I recall seeing some.
Some flowers at night. Is it that? I even get up there. There we go. love the ability. It's just running around, like, parkouring through levels. Like, how many RPGs let you do stuff like this? Like Breath of the Wild, you can climb up stuff, but and then I don't think that's to this extent. Let's see. I want to try and get to that roof there to get to that over there. I don't know if I'll make this, but come on, big boy. Yeah, yes, yes. There we go. Right. So I gotta get some flowers outside of town, and I need to get the moonflowers. Actually, I think there's something over here too that I can climb up and get to. Let me check. I think I mentioned it, but obviously episodes, we're gonna try and keep these around 30 minutes. As for rolling them out, the current plan right now is I'm just gonna get started with 1 episode a day because we still have Final Fantasy and Skyrim ongoing, of course. As those series wrap up, though, we will increase Dragon's Dogma up to like 2 or 3 episodes a day. I didn't pick up the hemp. Maneater will probably go concurrent with this series. It might actually be a stream, so I feel like that'd be really fun to play on stream. But yeah, this series will probably take us all the way up till Last of Us Part 2. I plan on playing it for a while, because truth be told, while there's tons of stuff you could do in Skyrim, and Skyrim could have lasted that long, as much as I like Skyrim, in terms of combat and just a game that appeals to me, Dragon's Dogma is infinitely more fun. Between the combat and the climbing and, come on, being able to clamber up buildings and whatnot, it's just mechanically a more entertaining game in my opinion, so. Anyway, we're going to wrap up here, though. Starting with the next episode, we'll actually begin our journey going around and doing quests and all that. I'm going to do what I can around the village before I actually set off, because we're not in any rush here. So either way, thanks for checking out the first part. If you're interested in this game and you're watching this on day 1, check it out on Steam. It's like $8 right now. I think the sale lasts like 3 or 4 more days. So if you have ever been curious about the game, now is definitely the time to get it, because you're not getting it cheaper than $80. So either way, stay tuned, and I will catch y'all soon enough with some more.